Brought to you by 680 News.
Guys, I am so happy to have a chance to sit down and talk to you again. It's been a little while, but at least I'm one of the few people can say that I interviewed you guys right from the beginning, and wow, what a journey. Congratulations, guys. All this success that you guys have had.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic, and especially Canada's been always one of the big territories for us. I mean, the audience have always been so supporting, embracing us from the beginning, loving our music, showing up to our gigs, buying our albums, loving it, and we always love to come to Canada. Unfortunately, Canada always suffers a bit of the big United States that are down there, you know, which a lot of the record companies think is much more important, but we love to come up here because it's just such a great time we have every time.
Is that why we're lucky enough that the tour is kicking off in Canada?
That's right. This is the best place to...
That's all, folks.
That's the Red Bull, you see what I mean? This is the best place. Oh my God, Blaise! I don't know what's happening to me.
You guys are traveling? No,
I'm still jet lagged completely.
I was going to say, you guys travel a lot.
A lot, like crazy. But no, this is the best place to start the tour, and we're about to start in winter after tomorrow, and going through all over Canada. And the audience is just always so amazing and supportive. Like they always scream and have a go with us. And you know, I remember in Toronto, Urs always gets a really fantastic present from a fan. Every year he gets a motorbike with balloons. It always surprises me. Yeah, amazing. You have to see that.
That's true.
That's true. I think every time we play the show in Toronto, there is one particularly lovely lady, and every time I come to the venue, in my dressing room, there is a life-size Harley-Davidson chopper made out of balloons. I don't know where she gets it from.
It's really cool. Really, really nice. Yeah.
I would have thought you guys would just get a whole bunch of underwear thrown at you still. Or is that still happening?
Carlos, yeah.
Just me. And I just take them all and I just count them how many I have that night.
What is the show going to be like? How's it changed up from what we've seen in the past?
So the show is going to be on stage 37 musicians. We can have, of course, video contents and everything, but it's going to be more Il Divo and orchestra. And we're going to be to try as close as possible to the audience and show our personalities. We have a lot of fun, and it's a really fantastic show because we really try to make it very, very intimate.
Well, but I've also been hearing too. Who's doing the kids' songs?
Frenchie.
Can you explain this to me, please?
Yeah, I can tell you. This is the longest moment for the three other guys, and they're like, "Oh my God!"
Can you explain this to us as well, please?
Let me tell you. When I do that during the show, they all went, like, "Okay, we can go for a beer or anything else." Because I never realized, but I like talking. So on stage, I start talking about my life. You know, I became a father for the third time, actually, and thank you very much. I've been really very lucky. See, they're falling asleep. I try to make it short, but somehow I wanted to give a bit of a hint to the audience of how my life is right now, and so I've been, again, you know, having to sing kid songs, nursery rhymes, and then I want the audience to try to sing a French song with me, so I try to make them participate to it.
Do you think maybe your kids are starting to get that little itch that, who knows, Il Divo 2, 3, 4, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, and let me tell you, they already have the favorites, actually. You know, they love Carlos or Urs or David, and, you know, they always come around and say, I'm missing them. They love it. They're just starting realizing at 4 what Daddy's doing, and which is... it's quite embarrassing when you go to school because they go, Daddy, I saw you on TV. And you're like, no, I don't, I work in real estate, or, you know, I don't want people to look at me differently. So it is really fantastic to have them around. And they're actually here in Montreal. They're going to be based for 2 weeks. I'm going to be flying in and out. So I can get to share the Canadian culture with them.
That is cool. I love that. But you know, the other thing that's so cool about with Il Divo, I mean, do you guys think about that when you first got together? I mean, this was a concept nobody really knew anything about. And when you think about it now, I mean, there's like the Canadian tenors kind of followed in your footsteps. There's that the 3 young guys from Italy. Yeah, there you go. I couldn't say the name if I tried. I mean, following your footsteps. I mean, you guys opened up a genre that a lot of people never even thought of, and it's huge now.
Well, it is an amazing compliment to have these different groups that kind of cropping up and having a similar look or feel, or you know, trying to create the sound that we do. But, you know, to be fair, what it is that we do is because of doors that were opened to us by, you know, opera singers collaborating with pop singers, you know, like Pavarotti and friends, you know, singing with Bryan Adams in different duets. In that scenario, you know, the pop was one thing and the opera was the other thing, and so the four of us trying to blend those two styles and like figure out how to negotiate how to get from point A to point B, that was, I guess, the revolutionary part of it. But yeah, I take it as a great compliment that these other groups have kind of cropped up, and who knows, you know, what they're doing might open doors for the next groups, and you know, it continues on, and especially here in Toronto, in Canada, there's such a wide acceptance of all the different kinds of music. You know, there's jazz festivals happening all the time. There's concerts always going on, and I think it's great. And Canada was definitely one of the first countries to embrace this kind of fusion of what we do. It's been fantastic.
And what you were just saying about festivals, because I was going to ask you about that too. Do you think there will ever be a time where we have just, I don't know, an all-day festival, classical music?
I've been talking about this to our agents, etc., around Europe and here in America. I think it would be fantastic to have a day where all, you know, crossover artists meet up, and, you know, like you have rock festivals, or it would be good that there's crossover festivals at some point.
I would love to see that. But, you know, again, I want to go back in time when I first interviewed you guys. And when you're thinking back to how things have evolved, I mean, think back to how you were feeling before. Think back to, you know, discovering all this, to where you guys are now. I mean, how long did it take you guys to really get comfortable with each other and be comfortable with the fan support that you guys have received over and over again?
It has been difficult. I mean, obviously, when we started, imagine you have four guys from different countries just put together, and then the main language is English, and then different, you know, personalities, different temperaments. For myself, I mean, being Spanish, obviously, you swear a lot in Spanish, but when you translate them in English, it sounds really bad, and we had a lot of misunderstanding. But I must say, after being together for 9 years, has been fantastic. We have a great brothership. I mean, right now we're like family, and also all the things that happen is, I mean, for myself, has been like a movie. It's like, you know, sitting and making a tour with Barbra Streisand, singing with Celine Dion, and you're singing with Toni Braxton, you're singing with so many artists, and just being all around the world. It has been amazing.
And what about musically? How do you think the band? I called you guys a band. I can do that. How do you think you guys have evolved musically also?
Well, you know, it is obviously for us as musicians, as artists, very important that we don't just stagnate, that we can evolve. And I think that is one of the reasons why the recording of our last album took so long. We've really wanted to go kind of back to the roots and give ourselves all the time we need to just come up with something creative, with something fresh. And we've tried a lot of different things on that last album. We tried new producers. Some of them worked out, some of them didn't. We tried on some of the songs a completely new approach. We have some songs on that album that are based on classical instrumental pieces, which then songwriters have written lyrics to and probably singing melodies and stuff. So you just gotta find ways to keep moving forward or sideways, you know, but just in one direction. You just do not want to stand on your spot, because otherwise it gets boring for us, and that's obviously that's killing. If we don't enjoy, if we don't believe in what we're doing, then there's no way that we can generate a buzz with our audience, you know, because we sing about love, we sing about passion, and we love singing, and there's nothing we love more, and we want to transmit that emotion to when we sing to an audience. And if we get bored with what we're doing, then there's no way that you can be successful, I think.
Yeah, you guys can't do this because we're bringing our ladies to your shows. We're expecting something afterwards, and if you guys are board, we ain't getting nothing. So
Exactly. Yeah.
So you got to work. Exactly. Thank you for that. What haven't you guys done yet that you feel that the group needs to do?
What haven't we done?
Yeah.
That's kind of difficult question, because when we started out, there was no template. It was just sort of put the four of us in a room with some songs and see what happens. And it's been kind of that process every album, every tour has evolved organically, and it hasn't evolved out of kind of this idea of trying to sidestep. There's a desire, like Azur said, to not stagnate, but we don't really know what that is. Like we have ideas, doing duets with people, but we've done duets with people. But there's more people to do duets with if they're interested. There's ideas to create theme albums. There's ideas to, try and just continue on with the touring and just make sure that when people come back to see the show, like for example with this tour, I know that there's a perception that Il Divo is what it is, and that if you've seen it once, that's enough. And we really kind of went out of our way on this tour to not reinvent the wheel per se, but to really make sure that it's not the show that we brought last time. That if people come and see the show again, they will have a different experience. They'll have a different emotional journey that they go on. And I think this is really a good portion of what the success of Il Divo is all about, is making sure that not only do we enjoy what we're doing, but that the audience enjoys what we're doing, and that it's never the same twice.
And I cannot wait for that. I mean, ACC, you guys are performing there. I think it's going to be fantastic. Any chance that you guys are going to be going back into studio soon, recording new music, or even thinking about it?
Well, we are in the process right now. When we have time off, instead of having time off, we go to the studio with new surprises for the audience. But well, I cannot tell nothing else.
Oh, come on. You can't say a word.
I can't say a word.
That's not fair, man. I took my day off today to find out about this stuff, and I'm just going to say you are. So there. How's that?
I mean, of course, it's going to be something new coming out, but I don't tell the date. I don't say anything else.
All right. Then I guess what we're just going to have to do is check the website, follow you guys on Twitter. Where do we go for all that?
Twitter, Facebook. We always try to keep posted our fans and everyone else. But
you have no clue what your Facebook or Twitter is.
Yeah, I Facebook. No,
IlDivo.com.
Oh yeah, you mean? I don't.
No, yeah, we do have we do have Twitter. Carlos and I do the Twitter.
Yeah.
Sebastian does the Facebook. Urs is resistant to social media.
Why am I not surprised?
but you can find all of the information, all of our @s for Twitter, and all of the pages that we have on IlDivo.com.
Fantastic. Guys, thank you so much for this interview. It's great to see you guys again.
Thank you.
Thank you.